Namaste. I'm delighted to be able to support the Hindu Times Conference, and I think it's really fantastic that the National Hindu Students Forum has organised this conference. Hindus play such an important, well-integrated, supportive, vibrant role in British society, and at a time when we worry often about the relationships between this community and that community, I think it's sometimes even overlooked how positive the relationship is between Hindu communities up and down the country and the rest of Britain. It's a relationship which we should celebrate, and I very much hope that this conference will be able to celebrate the role of Hinduism in modern Britain, and also, of course, at the same time, deal with the challenges that we all have in common on schools, on public services, on the environment, on a political system which has lost so much legitimacy. So for all of those reasons, I'm delighted to be able to record this message, and I wish the conference all the very best of success.
Shilpa Shetty doing yoga actually is giving you the feel of active meditation, the spiritual essence which yoga has, as compared to when Ramdevji does the yoga. Because as you saw,
Shilpa Shetty looks more like exercise.
yeah, exactly, that's the point. I mean, fair enough, she's doing it, it appeals, as she said, it has made it accessible to everyone.
What's the foundation of Hindu Dharma? Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. So, and the other phrase that is commonly, and the Ekatama Mantra, which basically says, it doesn't matter what you call your God. It doesn't matter which path you choose to follow. All of them will come under the same name, and they're all one big family. Each one will lead to God. And again, just a sort of slight humorous story, but one that shows you how it's so inherent in our culture and in our upbringing. A few years ago, when my kids were much younger, they were in the back of my car, and some argument, and at the age of 5 and 6, I was shocked that they could have philosophical arguments about God. But they broke out into some argument, and my son turns around to my daughter and says, Jesus died, but he came back. Jesus died. And he's trying to take one up on his younger sister. And his younger sister turns around to him and says, who's Jesus? And he turns around and goes, don't you know who Jesus is? Jesus is the Son of God. And so, not wanting to have one up on her, she's thinking, ooh, what should I say to that? She turns around, oh, so he's the son of Ganpati. And at the time I laughed, but actually, yes, he is. That's how great our faith is. Whether you believe in Jesus, whether you believe in somebody else, it was inherent in what she was saying, that actually, I can accept Jesus as grandson. I can accept anybody. Ultimately, does that change the principles that we are going to do? No. As long as what you are doing is dharmic, and as long as you are following in dharma, in what you do, then we will get what we want. And integral humanism will help wherever we go. What is integral humanism? Well, it's about mutual cooperation. Every single one of us has to start thinking, not about what our rights are, not about what you must do in relation to some laws or something like that. Every one of us must think, what is our duty? And what are your duties here as students? Well, every single one of you has a family. Your first duty is to your surrounding environment, your family, your samaj. You're also all at a stage, we're all very fortunate in this country. We don't have some of the problems that are there in other countries. I will be surprised if there's anybody here that suffers from huge levels of poverty or has to think on those sort of terms. So we're at a level that we can go beyond just thinking in the smaller circles. Let's go to the next step now. Let's all go beyond that and go into a world where we can really make a difference. Let's start talking, let's engage the politicians. Every single one of you as students, go and meet your local student union representative. Who is it? What do they believe? Do they even know that a Hindu society exists? Do they know that Hinduism exists? Do they understand what it is? Every single one of you, go and meet those. Take the next level, go and meet your local politician. Who's standing? It's the one time you can engage with politicians and really talk to them. And I've heard a lot of rhetoric from politicians recently, where they all recognise that Hinduism has the least crime figures. They recognise our family, they recognise all this. But how much do they really understand it, and how much do they really want to do something about it so that it helps the rest of society? That's what we want. Because that's our duty, to help whatever society we live in. In terms of actually telling you examples and giving you some, look into our Upanishads, look into the Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna was one of the best politicians around. And again, if I give you an example, they talk now about political expenses and doing declarations of interest and conflicts of interest. Lord Krishna, when he was sent as an emissary of the Pandavas, was invited by Dronacharya to stay at his, the Kauravas to stay at his place. He would have had all the luxuries and the delicacies if he stayed there. But he said, no, I'm going to Vidura's house. And Vidura's wife, in the excitement of getting Lord Krishna coming to the house, by accident goes and serves the peels of the bananas instead of the actual bananas to him. He sits there, eats it, and he says, this is tastier because of the intentions that it was given than the best delicacies I could have got at the Kauravas. Now there's two stories there. He, as a politician there, didn't need to be told, make a declaration and go, and go and stay, make sure you don't go and stay with you when there's a conflict of interest. All these principles, if you actually look at it, they're all there for us to read, learn, and do something.